Hey y'all, it is August the 3rd, 2019. Y'all, thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Get at me in the comment section. Y'all, I thought we'd just dive into it. This one seems pretty interesting right here. I can't really show you pictures of the young lady because Google ain't working right now. Granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy dies after overdose at the family's compound. And it's very interesting, very unfortunate. And of course, thought we'd start off on that one, right? Just to bum you out. That one is kind of interesting. This one right here, I didn't even hardly want to bring this up. It's not very interesting. Teen with the same name as Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz wants to change it. All right, and as you can imagine, Nicholas Cruz isn't exactly a rare name. All right, it's kind of spelled funny, but some people spell it funny. So I don't know. I guess because his name is Nicholas Cruz, his life's ruined. So not only is Nicholas Cruz's life pretty much ruined, and we don't know if he did it or what he did, but also people with the name Nicholas Cruz, their whole life's getting messed up too. So they gotta change their name. And it's kind of a common name. And actually, I found out the other day, I can't show y'all right now, but I found out the other day that if you go to Twitter and you search for the other David Hogg or the real David Hogg, of course, there's another person named David Hogg, and he's actually a wholesome person who does a lot of charity work. Anyways, you catch him on Twitter. Rep Elijah Cummings. This is what everybody's heard of. Obviously, I know you heard of this. All right, if you know anything that sort of realm, you heard of it. Representative Elijah Cummings' Baltimore home burglarized. Police say, and that's after Representative Elijah Cummings was acting a dang fool up in Congress and just carrying on and stuff like that. Talking about the border and we don't have no morals and stuff like that. We're trying to prevent a humanitarian crisis, and Elijah Cummings, who's talking about people sitting in their own feces or whatever. I don't know what, like, as though we force people to sit in their feces. It's terrible. Here's the thing, man. You probably already heard of it, but Donald Trump had a little bit of something to say about Elijah Cummings, and then Elijah Cummings, his house gets robbed, and the S-hole that Donald Trump said, hey, y'all's whole S-hole is covered in rats and stuff and poverty and all sort of crime. All right, and that's messed up. And Elijah Cummings said, hey, are you calling black people rats? Is really what he said, and that's all that they had to say. It's crazy rhetoric, but so then he gets robbed out of his home and stuff. And I've seen a couple different things. I don't know if we're going to run into him a little bit later, but I've seen that he proceeded to yell at the robber, and the robber took off on his bicycle. And then I see stories about his wife actually yelling at the robber and the robber taking off on the bicycle. That's the best possible thing that could have ever happened during a robbery, thankfully for Elijah Cummings. Anyways, I thought this was kind of interesting. I don't know who this person is, right? But this person, Julianne Hugh, describes a moment that she told husband Brooks Lil H, I'm not straight. And it's like, dude, it's got to be kind of surprising, right? If you're married to a lady and you happen to be a man named Brooks, it's going to be kind of surprising when your wife tells you she's not straight. But you know what? If she's a celebrity, I don't think you should be surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that should just come with the territory. This is kind of silly. Doctors find 526 teeth in a boy's mouth in India. This goes to show you, your body is capable of all sort of weird, crazy things and multiplying things. It can exponentially do things at certain points, given the opportunity. This particular case, all sort of teeth in this little boy's mouth. You gotta wonder why. I don't know if CNN is going to follow the case and ask ourselves why and follow this little boy and try and figure out why he's got 526 teeth. And as you can see the x-ray right here, I read a little bit of the article. As you can see the x-ray, you see all these teeth. That's obviously not 500 teeth. But if you go right there to the lower left hand, you see this kind of a pocket of like all sort of like nitty gritty. Those are actually little tiny teeth, and they described them. So, they got the crown, they got the roots, they got the enamel and stuff that makes it a tooth. That makes it one separate tooth when you had that. And there's 526 of them bastards up in there, right? That's kind of amazing to think about, I guess, It's kind of interesting, too, in the world of manufacturing, you deal with little tiny measurements. And that's kind of what these people were doing. They probably needed, those microscopes and stuff to see all these little tiny teeth in this boy's mouth. And it's like, you know what, call me whatever you want to, but I'm not surprised that this is happening in India. So say whatever you want to. The biggest bubble ever, the burst will be a disaster. Now, here's the thing. If Elizabeth Warren wants to claim, oh, she knows all sort of stuff like this, Ron Paul's been talking about this for a long time. The thing is, I don't think Ron Paul makes his money from scaremongering and stuff like that. It's not like he's trying to drum up some drama because look, there's Ron Paul and he's just going to drum up drama. That's really not what it is. The bubble has to burst. There's no way around it. It has to burst, and Elizabeth Warren wouldn't do S about it anyways if given the opportunity. And here it goes. Elijah Cummings' wife scared Robert away by yelling. That was according to Katunde Nation 2.0, which is a sub-channel of Act Nation, I believe. All right, and I don't know. See, now we're getting different reports. Was it the wife who looks remarkably younger than Cummings? Like, looks like definitely his daughter, maybe even his granddaughter. But his wife, I guess, is that her? All right, maybe she maybe she yelled off the robbers in Baltimore. It's kind of a murder capital. Far-right stunt woman Laura Loomer announces run for Congress, and you know how it is, call you far-right and stuff like that, and of course she's running for Congress, and of course Laura Loomer knows she's not going to win and go into Congress, but obviously she's going to use the platform to make all sorts of statements, and I agree with that. I back Laura Loomer. There's a lot of people who hate on Laura Loomer. I mean, more people often than not hate on Laura Loomer for whatever reason and stuff like that. I think she's an OG, and I appreciate what she's doing. And there's all sort of people running for Congress and stuff, and they better watch out because they're going to start getting accused of all sort of stuff, to include that lady who, and I forget her name right now at this point, but she's getting caught up. She's getting all caught up. She's trying to run for Congress against, what's that lady's name? Elihan Omar. All right, she's gonna run for Congress against her, or whatever it is that she's doing and stuff. She's gonna run, but she's getting all caught up. I forget her name, so I'm kind of rambling. But that lady's getting caught up for all sort of stuff, and it looks like fake news. McDonald's worker fired for refusing to serve paramedics. We don't serve your kind here. That's the thing. We're starting to see like weird stuff, and it'll be in like little backwoods towns or some little far off, maybe a kind of a dirty Democratic city or something where people will be like, oh, we're not going to serve them because they're police officers. We're scared of them and stuff. They're going to arrest us. We have reefer in our pockets and stuff like that. So, that's been the case. We've seen that before. That makes sense. We've seen that before. We've seen, hey, we're not going to serve the cops, and, that's regrettable that people would do that. But to not serve paramedics, I mean, I'm not even sure what the hell that even means. Well, we know you're out here saving our lives and stuff in, like, the time of need, whenever we have it, but the thing is, we're not even going to serve you at McDonald's. It's like, dude, I can't even believe the paramedics even want to eat at McDonald's. Must have been late at night and said, oh, no, we don't serve your kind here. The paramedics. I mean, that's like, you know what, to be honest with you, the people at McDonald's, obviously, they're so dumb. Sometimes, I'm not saying all of them, but they're so dumb that they perhaps even thought the paramedics were cops, y'all. Like, that would not surprise me at all. And it goes on in Newsweek, like, because they're legitimate. I guess we're going to end up on this one. San Antonio woman's disappearance is a mystery. It is a mystery, but I read in the article, thing is, allegedly what they're probably thinking is the husband did it, and there was a little bit of friction between them and stuff, and that doesn't sound illogical. We don't know. These are all alleged and stuff like that, but this young lady, you see her face right there, she don't went missing, that's in San Antonio, Texas. And they named a couple different instances this year where that's happened as well, in which, I don't know, man, maybe husbands killing wives out here and stuff like that. They tried to mention, and I don't know if this is the case, but they tried to mention where that's actually kind of common in San Antonio or that Bexar County area. For some reason, we're known for that a little bit and stuff like that. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully she shows up, this lady. But Cecilia Huerta Gallegos, she's been gone for 2 or 3 weeks, right? So it's kind of thing that it doesn't. It's not. That's not something that she would do regularly, obviously, and that's going to be an ongoing case and stuff. We'll see. We can't follow that and stuff. It's kind of interesting, and hopefully that's not the case. That San Antonio is full of husband and wives killing each other. I hope that's not the case, but we're gonna follow that. Anyways, holler at me what's really important, stuff like that, in the comment section, and let me know what I missed, and I'll holler at you, and I appreciate you. It's August the 2nd, 2019.